And you're very welcome out of the kitchen. We are Googling away here. That's the word Google.
Making our plum pudding today.
What are we doing? We're mixing hot plum
now,
pudding.
what I've done there is I've just creamed together 175 grams, that's 6 ounces of butter, with 175 grams, 6 ounces of light muscovado sugar.
Give it that lovely
you can
dark
use
look.
the dark sugar if you wish, if you want a darker pudding.
Yeah.
I prefer a lighter one, okay?
So we have a problem now straight away. You want a light one, I want a dark one.
That's why we're in trouble straight away, aren't we?
You're making it, so I have no choice.
Now, to that I'm going to add the 3 eggs.
Okay.
And Aidan, it helps if you, excuse me, after adding 1 egg, just put in a little bit of flour. Now, not necessary, but because if you have the eggs and the margarine at room temperature, you won't have curdling. Now here I have 75 grams, 3 ounces of our Odlums self-raising flour. So to that I'm going to add just a pinch of salt.
How much is it again?
Well, 75 grams,
3 ounces.
Exactly. I'm going to add to that some cinnamon. It's just handier to get the spices added with the flour, I find. Some mixed spice. And mixed spice isn't doing me any favours. There we go.
There it is, there it is.
There we go.
Oh, the smells of the spice is gorgeous.
Spice are gorgeous,
yeah,
aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
And some cinnamon. So cinnamon, mixed spice and nutmeg.
Nutmeg, yeah.
Nutmeg we have here. And I'm going to put just a small amount of that in with the rest of the eggs, okay? Now, having done that, we're going to add the rest of the flour, and then I'm going to add the fruit. Now, the plum pudding is really easy to prepare, Aidan. The worst part is the steaming of it.
Okay.
And
how many hours is that going to take?
Anything from 4 to 7 hours.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, there we have the mixture mixed. Now, to that, I'm going to add just 1 tub of cherries, 100-gram tub of cherries. Now, I like to use the mixed coloured cherries, and I don't halve them. You can halve them if you wish, but I like to leave them whole.
Okay.
Here I have 100 grams of candied peel, and we're going to add as well 225 grams, 8 ounces of sultanas, and 225 grams, 8 ounces of raisins. So I'm just going to lightly combine those now, and then I'm going to add my 175 grams, 6 ounces of breadcrumbs with my bottle of stout, or Guinness, a half pint of Guinness or stout. So we nearly forgot the ground almonds.
Breadcrumbs. Oh, they're almonds, are they?
No, I have the ground almonds.
There they are.
Here.
So they're breadcrumbs, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So there's a tip worth remembering. I've always said it before, but with Christmas baking around the corner, always line up your ingredients on the right-hand side so you don't leave out anything.
Yeah.
So then in with the stout. You just mix that now, Aidan, well. Now, I'm not going to spend time at that now. You just mix it until all the dry ingredients are gone. And you
That's
cover
probably
it.
the biggest job, isn't it? That's probably the hardest job.
It is the hardest job, actually. You cover it with a tea towel.
Okay.
And you leave it sit overnight. That's the important thing. There we have it. We had that sitting overnight. Now, somebody was on the phone to me the other day to say that they didn't sit it overnight and the pudding didn't cook. Naturally enough, it won't cook because that overnight is needed for the ingredients to absorb the Guinness. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, when you've got your pudding left overnight, you then, now this is a quick way, put a pleat in the top of your greaseproof paper.
Okay.
Right? And just, now you could tie that down with a string, but I find it's a lot handier if we just
cover it with silver paper.
Greaseproof paper, exactly.
Okay.
Now, for steaming. Now that will keep it, if you use a large amount of greaseproof paper as we have there, that will keep it airtight, okay? Now, you put it into a roasting tin, Aidan. You can't put it in a saucepan on a hob.
Right.
And top up the water, but you don't have to. A roasting tin, fill that up with boiling water, and then quickly bring the tin foil over to form a parcel, right? Now, I'm not doing it now because it takes too long to cook. Then you put it in at 150 centigrade, 300 Fahrenheit, gas mark 3.
All right.
And you leave it there for anything between 4 to 7 hours.
How do you know?
Now, it's cooked in 4 hours,
Okay.
But if you want a darker pudding, you leave it in for longer.
All right.
It's actually steamed in the 4 hours. So now, here we have the one we cooked yesterday. Now, a tip for people making their plum puddings, this is very important. As soon as your pudding is steamed, you take it out of the roasting tin and, all important, remove the lid.
All right.
And you let the pudding go cold. That's why I have no lid on that now. If you don't remove the lid, the heat, the condensation between the lid and the pudding will cause your pudding to go mouldy.
Bounce off the other,
And a lot of people have mould. Don't do that.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
So there's now what you could do as well with that recipe, you could divide it. We have 2 smaller pudding bowls here.
All right.
Now, even with the pudding bowls that have a lid, make sure you put the greaseproof paper on top first, then the lid on.
And the lid, okay.
Instead of your tin foil.
Now, what are we going to do with this? We're going
to taste it?
Yeah, why not? Where are we going to park it, though, before we go to the next level? Or is that we're going to wrap it, aren't we?
Once it's completely cold, now that's still warm, right?
Okay.
Once it's completely cold, you put a fresh lid on it
and
leave it until Christmas time.
All right.
And then at Christmas, we steam for 2 hours, and serve it.
And it's
But
ready.
that'll come, we'll mention it again near Christmas.
Fantastic.
Just try a bit
That'd
of
be
that.
shame to ruin it, wouldn't it?
Here, try a bit.
Oh, that's great, lady.
Oh.
That's Derek squeezing your arm earlier on, wasn't it? You have to,
Yeah.
we have to. Gosh, that looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Now look at that, fruity. And you can see the
everything
whole
in it.
cherries in it. Anyone
right.
wants the recipe, it's on our Christmas leaflet this year. Send your
Okay.
name and address to Catherine at Odlums, Ballymount, Dublin 12, or on the website www.odlums.ie, or
be on our website as well later on in the day.
Yeah.
tv3.ie/Ireland AM. The recipe's up there. Or if you want it on your mobile phone, if you've got a mobile phone that can take the pictures, well, I think most of them can nowadays. There's the idea. 57199. Text the word recipe, and we'll send it to you each and every week. Cost you €1 each week as well until you tell us to stop. What do you mean bush tucker trial? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The bush tucker trials are on the way next. Well, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
Oh,
Catherine's
lovely.
wonderful pudding. If you're making it, enjoy it this Christmas. It's beautiful.
absolutely.